why don't I just do this? Why don't I take off this microphone and go over down on the floor and knock out a few push-ups for you. How's that? Good morning, everybody. Stewie, and I would like to say good morning to you. Good to see you. Many of you comment and tell me how much you enjoy to see me ranting, and true to form, the videos last week that I recorded where I was just speaking my mind, call that a rant if you'd like, were the most popular videos by far that I did. And yet, my Monday morning videos usually turn out to be the worst performing videos I have for the week. I don't get it, guys. I just don't get it. But I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it because recording these Monday morning videos are probably the ones I enjoy the most doing. And the reason is that it's early in the morning. Well, not early for me. It's 8 o'clock now. I've been up since 5. But I do get to sit outside, and most of the time it's sunny like it is today. It's a beautiful morning. It's peaceful, it's quiet. Gives me time to contemplate, have some coffee. But most importantly, excuse me while I light my cigar. That's a very satisfying ritual. And even though some of you may disapprove of cigar smoking and think that's bad for your health, and we've talked about this before, we're all grown-ups, we're all capable of making our own decisions. And one of the things that I hold as one of my highest tenets is autonomy. And it's not all or nothing. It's not that if you do one thing that people consider to be unhealthy or maybe a little bad for you, that means you can't do anything else that is healthy for you to offset it. It's a stupid way to think. It's all or nothing. It's perfectionist mindset. It's dangerous. If you can be 95% healthy living and 5% cigar smoking if you think it's bad, you're certainly a hell of a lot better off than you would be if you were 0% healthy living. But we as people, we, in our enormous egos and our narcissism, we're judgmental. You're judgmental. This is the way I do it, and if you don't do it, you're wrong kind of attitude. That is stupid. Every one of us is allowed the freedom and choice to shape our own destiny. And if we do things that are considered unhealthy for us, that's our choice. And all we can do is look at those people who don't approve, like we need their approval, and tell them to F off and stay out of our lives. And that's my attitude. And the older I get, the stronger that attitude gets. And speaking of things that are hazardous to your health, let's look at some of the non-diet related activities that some of these holier-than-thou, judgmental a-holes continually remind us of what we're doing wrong. These people, let's look at some of the activities that they participate in. Number one, I think more people get hit on the head with a golf ball playing golf and die than die every year from cigar smoking if they're not a cigarette smoker. I think that more athletes sustain fatal head injuries playing football, for God's sakes, than do smoking cigars if they're not a cigarette smoker or haven't been a cigarette smoker and don't inhale. I think more people slip and fall in the bathtub and kill themselves every year. Should I go on? How about car accidents? There's a winner. How many people die every year in this country driving their car? How many more people die driving their car than die from smoking or puffing on a cigar? That's a crazy number. I don't hear these same judgmental a-holes telling people, well, don't drive your car, it's bad for you. The emergency rooms every day are filled with people that are sick, dying from accidents and other causes other than diet related, or certainly puffing on a cigar. You don't believe me? Go into an emergency room. Take a survey of all the people, and there's usually a lot of them, sitting in the waiting room, and say, how many of you are here due to an emergency related to puffing on a cigar? Put things in perspective, my friends. Put things in perspective. Stop being judgmental. You are probably doing something in your own life far more dangerous to your health and life, far more than puffing on a cigar. I don't presume to tell you not to do it. Maybe be considerate of everyone else's absolute right to do what they want, even if it doesn't live up to your lofty and high standards. End of speech. Time to look at some of the comments. I sometimes call this section of my video Comments from Morons, but these comments are great. These are great. People think I just get angry at these things and hurt and insulted. Maybe a little, but mostly I'm entertained. I'm entertained, and it certainly seems that some of these things absolutely entertain you as well. They show the reality of just how crazy as a culture, as a human race, we have become, and how much crazier we get. How much crazier we get Something is itching on my eye here. How much crazier we get as time goes on. My contention is it's the food. The food is damaging our brains. The food is turning us into zombies, among other things. That we are approaching the Walking Dead, unfortunately. Not a lot of thinking and logic there. But convince people that that's the truth. And anyway, these comments are really cool, and some of them are just from out of the blue, man. I don't know what these people were watching when they wrote these comments, but I say to myself, it surely couldn't have been one of my videos. Here's one. It says, the ISS is not up there in the sky. It's recorded in a studio at Houston Space Center. The lies go way beyond diet. What you are watching on your television is CGI. Essentially, you're watching cartoons, believing it to be real. I'm leaving the name of the viewer out because I'm a kind individual. My answer to that was simply K. Here's one that, it's another one of these full pagers. I've got some in here that I took screenshots of that are not just full pagers, they're 2-pagers. And this one starts out, and again, no names, with the word God. God clearly made more than meat for us to eat. All these channels, whether carnivore, vegan, vegetarian, fruitarian, are all echo chambers. Just as many people eat a variety of real unprocessed foods and live a very long, healthy life without any drugs. My husband and I are both 2 of them. We eat meat, vegetables, fruit, and some dairy, but we don't eat keto or any other restrictive diet. We lift weights, we walk, we jump on a trampoline, we play tennis. He literally looks like a male model at age 60, and people think he's 40. Yep, it's all about not overeating, but we don't take out any food groups. Our blood work is perfect, and it's not genetic, as his dad passed of a heart attack. Our inflammation markers are near 0, and our A1C is 4.6. We cook delicious food, and yes, sometimes we have dessert without fear. Stop the fear mongering. My answer to this viewer is, well, aren't you special? Aren't you just special there? Good for you. I'm so happy for you. So happy. Kindly tell all of us who are severe carbohydrate addicts, which obviously you're not, how we can be like you and not be binging at the Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and the pizza joint every day after one day of reintroducing ourselves to foods that we cannot control. That's the attitude of the holier than thou, of the I'm not an addict, so you aren't either. These people are so special, so far above us, so judgmental, so quick to say that I'm fear-mongering by talking about limiting your diet, not eating the foods that you can't control yourself on. Why don't you go out to your local street corner where the drug dealers are hanging out, dear? Princess, why don't you go out there to that street corner? Find yourself a good crack addict. Tell that crack addict your story about how wonderful your life is and how you don't have to do drugs, so why does he? Spread your message. Stand on the street corner. I think all human beings need to hear how special you are. Get a little empathy. Grasp a little reality. That just because you're able to do something, and yes, there are so many people in the world that can do that, most people can't. Wow. Now, it wasn't a mean comment, but I think at the end here, with an exclamation point and a frowny face, she writes, stop that sometimes we have dessert without fear. Stop the fear-mongering. You, my dear, are truly, truly a moron. A moron in the strictest and most absolute definition of the word. You have zero understanding of any reality outside of that little princess bubble that you and your incredibly handsome and young-looking 60-year-old husband live in. Have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You're very, very, very fortunate. Next one, let's see what else we got here. Oh, this is the one I talked about the other day on my video. Unless this guy is 85, carnivore is not working. I've already talked about that. And then I dropped on the floor and did 10 push-ups for you all. Why don't I just do this? Why don't I take off this microphone and go over down on the floor and knock out a few push-ups for you. How's that? And then I've got this little back and forth, and this just proves to me again why I cannot get in debates with people who write stupid comments. Because it will go back and forth till the end of time, until I just block them because I'm just tired and don't have the time to keep trying to convince someone that has, like our little princess there, has no basic comprehension of the reality of the human condition. Or logic, or simple logic. I've always said, you cannot reason with the unreasonable. I think that's a very logical statement. This person said, and I'm not going to again introduce their name, this person said, we went back and forth a few times, makes no sense to eat pork rinds because they're deep fried in nasty seed oil. Okay. There's an assumption there. An assumption, obviously, that he's never investigated is that very few pork rinds are actually fried in seed oil. That would be like frying bacon. That would be like frying bacon in seed oil. Why would you need to fry something in an oil when it is more than half fat itself? You put bacon in a frying pan, you don't add any oil. The fat renders out of it and it fries in its own fat. And then you end up pouring all that fat off into a container and save it. At no time adding any nasty seed oil. I replied, I don't know what kind of pork rinds you're buying, hoping to trigger a little curiosity. and not being nasty. And he replies back, old guy carnivore, well, what do you think they're frying those in? Top dollar olive oil, 100% avocado oil. They're using the cheapest stuff they can find, like all the rest. Again, assuming that people, manufacturers that make pork rinds, fry them in anything. Why would you spend, even from a pure economic standpoint, why would you spend money buying, even if it's cheap, seed oils to fry something that needs no oil to fry in? That would make it more expensive. I don't care if that oil is the cheapest oil on the planet. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? The only reason I can think of why somebody might do that is that you're a company that think people need to see on the label fried in vegetable oil in order for them to think it's healthy, because they're so frigging brainwashed. And since I haven't seen any pork rind bags where it says on the label fried in healthy vegetable oil, first of all, what the hell vegetarian is going to be buying pork rinds? Give me a break. Again, common sense. So I answered again. This is my last answer. I figure it's about time to tell this person why I think he's wrong. They don't fry them in anything. The fat is in the pork skins and renders out. And then they fry in their own fat just like bacon in a frying pan. Does that clarify it for you? And fortunately for this person, maybe that made a little sense to him. But if I had been nasty, if I hadn't actually told him the answer, like I did in the first, this would have gone back and forth. But that is the kind of stuff that I get. Let me see. Well, first of all, again, ignoring my cigar only makes it go out. Ignoring my coffee only makes it get cold. I know. Just keep it to yourself. You know I love you all. And God, if I ever lost my ability to see humor in basically everything, I would just, honest to God, I would just give up on this YouTube stuff. Crawl into a hole somewhere. Life would not be worth living if I couldn't find humor in virtually everything. I talked about humor and laughing in my video yesterday about stress. I think that is one of the main things keeping me going in life, even after what I've been through. For a while there, I did lose my sense of humor, and it was dark and depressing in that place. It took me many years to climb back out. At this point in time, I think I'm fully recovered in all aspects, in better health than ever. And I think my sense of humor is back to where it was, to the sense of humor that, a little black as it may be, that carried me through life, enabled me to be successful at the things I did, in spite of the bad luck and the things that I couldn't control. I actually find humor in these comments. They don't stress me out that much. They're a curiosity more than anything to me. And they give me material to use, hopefully in a funny way, to lighten up your day. that are evidence of the lunacy. Although you don't need me for that. All you got to do is turn on the TV. Of the lunacy this entire world has sunk into. And we all hope it just gets better. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you to excuse me while I relit my cigar. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see what else we got here. We have got, let's see, let's go back. We have got this comment here. I think it goes on for 3 or 4 pages. You're crazy, Mitch, it starts out. You're crazy, Mitch. If you wish to get your message out and grow your subscribers and make back the cash and time that you've invested in this project, then at least understand how the YouTube algorithm works and don't choose to work against it and then say we're being shadow banned. The best thing you can do is say thank you for your comment. You could pay a friend a pittance to manage the comments for you. How would you feel, people, if you knew a friend of mine was reading your comments and not me? That you take your time and energy because you like me and you want to communicate with me. And I've promised you that I will read all your comments and respond to those where I think it's necessary until I physically can't do it anymore, and I'm not quite there yet. How would you feel if you knew that you were writing to my people and that the replies you got were not from me, they were from some of my people? This is unfortunately where the big guys are now. The Sean Bakers, Ken Berries, they have people who answer their emails and people that read their comments. And if they deem something important, they will point it out. And the good YouTuber will maybe say, tell them this or tell them that. Is that what you want from me? You could pay a friend a pitch, or you could do like Sean Baker and never look or respond. I could do that. But never looking and never responding wouldn't have allowed me to have 35 or close to 35,000 viewers in 11 months. 11 months. And is that what you say I'm doing wrong? Is that what you say is hurting me? Is that what you say is keeping my channel from growing? 35 frigging thousand viewers in 11 months? God, how stupid am I to be doing all those things wrong? Where the hell did these 35,000 people come from? What other YouTuber out there in the carnivore space in 11 months got 35,000 viewers? Did Ken Berry get 35,000 viewers in his first 11 months on YouTube? There is no way. And yet, I'm not going to continue to read the 2-page tutorial that I got from this moron, presuming to be smarter than me, to not have enough insight and knowledge to know how the YouTube algorithm works, to presume to tell me what I'm doing wrong and how to become like all of the other losers on YouTube that never go anywhere, how to make all my current viewers think that I'm a phony and I don't read their comments and I don't reply, even if just to say thank you or I appreciate that. these things, and I get many of these. And most people would think, well, these are well-meaning. No, they're not. No, they're not. They are the most blatant form of a huge ego, because people who presume to tell you that you're doing anything wrong, they know better, and here's how you should be doing it, those people suffer from a severe case of narcissism and mental disorder. And the reason I don't read any more of this moron's comments to you is that's as far as I could read before I just answered K and moved on. I did not block him or ban him from the channel. I just can't read that stuff. Sorry, folks. And if I don't become the biggest YouTube channel out, if I don't become a Ken Berry, if I don't become Sean Baker, I don't care. I don't care. And I'm going to leave you with this thought today. The thought is who I am. I'm here only to share what for me was, and I hate to use the word miracle because that denotes some religious influence, and that's not the case in my case. I'm here to share something I finally figured out after a lifetime of failure and susceptibility to a severe carb addiction, something I think that at least 80% of the humans on the planet Earth right now suffer from. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you I'm smarter than you. I'm not here to tell you that you're an evil and bad and stupid person if you don't do what I think is what you should be doing. I don't think you should be doing anything other than what you want to do. I don't write people comments telling them what they're doing wrong and why they're stupid. I don't care about them individually. If I did care, I couldn't do anything about it anyway. I'm here to help, and I'm here to supplement my income on Social Security because my life didn't turn out like I wanted, and I have pretty much no retirement plan, and I've been very open about that. Those are the two reasons why I do this. The overshadowing reason, and the reason why I started, is I want to share my story, and if that helps you, then I've done something good and productive, and that I can be proud of. Obviously, that has worked. I have gotten thousands and thousands of thank yous from all of you who this has helped, who something I've said reverberated with you that was different than what the other guy said. But I have never, ever, not in any one of my videos or in any one of my speeches or live streams, presumed to tell you that there was something wrong with you, that you're not as smart as me, that you have to do something because I think you're stupid if you don't. I have only told you what I've learned that has worked for me, a tough carbohydrate addict case. And it took me only a short 75 years to figure it out. I'm happy to share that stuff. So my friends, this is not going to stop you from writing these comments. But I did want to share with you, and I will every Monday, some of the what I consider abuse, although I don't let it affect me as abuse, but it is abuse that we humans, in our arrogance and ego, think it's perfectly okay to foster on another fellow human being. Sorry, my friends. I'm not buying it from you. And I always say, if you don't like my videos, why are you watching? And as Stewie said on my shirt, I've stopped listening. Why are you still talking? That's my attitude. That's why I wore my Stewie shirt today. I've stopped listening to those kinds of comments. Why are you still writing them? And with that, one more time, to have a little musical departure, I will relight my cigar. I will have another sip of my coffee. I will continue to exercise my freedoms as a human being and do those things that I want, accepting the responsibility for whatever might come of it. And in my normal, magnanimous, and generous way, I will give all of you the rest of the day off, as long as you eat meat.